Hey everyone, John Doyle from Optics EQ, and this video is for plot users. And I want to show you kind of what potentially what an extreme pace might look like. So pay attention to this now. It always scratches in the morning, so you never know how things are going to unfold. But this is race 9 tomorrow at Gulfstream Park. It's turf sprint stakes race. And thought it was an interesting race to look at because it could be a potential extreme pace scenario. If you look at the header of the plot, you can see that we have a plot fitted green, which is good. The contention is a flame. That means it's high contention we're expecting, and the speed rating to be high also, over 70. Typically, that's going to favor horses coming from off the pace. We want horses that are squares that can be closing into this. So you look at the squares, the 7, the 4, the 2 is a square, and the 6. And I'll tell you, just looking at this plot picture, I'm favoring the 6 because he's the really closer in this race. The 4, the 7, the 2, you can see their run styles are here in the EP. Let me just get my pen so we can see this. Okay. You can see, you got a bunch of horses that kind of fit this EEP category. And then you kind of got almost like a lone closer situation with the 6. So I'm thinking that these horses could get bunched. They could be very contentious. It could be fast. And I'm looking for the 6 who's got the goods to close into this race. Now, 5 furlongs is always tricky. I'm going to show you. I'm kind of going against statistics here. But again, everything's situational. So always pay attention. And this is the way I'm kind of evaluating. If you look at the summary up here, you'll see that the 6 is well below on plot. Let me just click these up. He's well below statistically on plot. And that's because quadrant 4 horses don't typically win at 5 furlong turf sprints at Gulfstream. Okay. They generally don't win them anywhere, but especially at Gulfstream. I mean, it's tough to kind of close. But there are situations, and this is one of them, where there's going to be a hot and heavy pace. Because here's the thing. The 3 and the 5 are got to go to the lead. They're big circles. They kind of usually fade. The horses that are EPs are drawn inside of them. The 1, the 2, these are horses that are contenders in this race. The 4. So they're going to become under a lot of pressure because the 3 and the 5 are going to be going for the lead. So it's going to be tough to really get a clear path. Now, sometimes things clear out. Somebody doesn't break. You can get easy lead. I understand. I'm just trying to play what's in front of me today, like what my expectation projection of the race looks like right now. And I would say there's enough contention to set up for a late run by the 6, who's a big square in quadrant 4. I think if they can get bunched up, I like to switch to Castellano, even though Lopez rides this turf course probably better than anyone. But Castellano has been real game this year, really good in the last year again. He's kind of back to form, especially in the stakes races. So I like him. I'm just going to show you two. I'm going to want to go to the grid and kind of accent this point a little bit more. I want to look at filters, okay? So I want to look at today's surface and distance. So that's the 5 furlongs, a very unique distance, right? So we always got to pay attention to that. Because typically horses that haven't done this don't do it well. So it's a very unique thing, but horses that do kind of specialize in it do it very well. So let's look at the horses that have this type of form. The number 2, who's one of those horses going to be drawn inside. He comes out of the same race as several of these, the Janus, which also was Amon, which is the horse that the number 6 that I kind of like. You can see this horse, okay, could run 5 furlongs, no issues. Best race is when he's really kind of close, right? I mean, if he's not, it's a little dubious. So, I mean, he's got to be close, and it's going to be tough. Like I said, it's going to be a very, very, very tough pace scenario. The 3 doesn't really look like a contender. I mean, he might have been a year ago, 2 years ago, but I mean, you could just see his form. It's like his form is old. The 4, who's going to be one of the favorites, if not the favorite, got a really good trip, I thought, last time. And this horse could come from off of it a little bit, but this pressure is going to be more in this race, I think. It's going to be more contentious, and he's got to work out a clean trip. And I just think that from a price perspective, 2-1 on this horse and 9-2 on the 6, and who knows where the odds will go. But right now, if that was the case, 6 would be my horse that I would prefer. The 5 needs to go to lead. We talked about it. He's a need to lead horse. The 6 is the one, like he's run 2 good races at this very distance. Last time he ran good, he was kind of gaining into that. in the stretch late. It was a race off the layoff, so he's going to get second race off of layoffs. So any kind of improvement will be good. And the 7 is going to be, either the favorite or the second choice with the 4. And these are the 2 horses I'm really kind of playing against. It's an 8-year-old, first of all. Second of all, you can just see that this horse really does better when he's on the lead. When he's not on the lead, he tends to not run his best. And he's not going to be on the lead with this race. And if he is, he may have to go a little too fast to get there. So I'm playing against those speed horses. You got a bunch of E and EPs in this race. You got a lone closer situation. Now, again, make sure that you look at this race after scratches, because the plot could change if there's scratches and so forth. But if this race stays intact, I'm going to take my shot with Amon in race 9. It's the Gulfstream Turf Sprint at 9-2 or better. I think that's a good play. Thanks.